Welcome back to another episode of Outreach with Reggie, where we talk about the issues shaping our communities along with the solutions that bring us hope and change. On today's episode, we're going to call it Food Deserts and DIY Solutions. We're diving into reality that millions of people face every single day. Living in neighborhoods where fresh, healthy foods just isn't accessible. These areas are known as food deserts. But here's the thing. People aren't waiting around for outside help. They're building solutions themselves. Community gardens, public fridges, and grassroots food justice movements. I want to explore the challenge, share real numbers, and also talk about how everyday people like you and me are creating change. Stay tuned. Let's start with some context. According to the USDA, around 18.8 million Americans live in what they would consider food deserts. Low-income areas where residents have limited access to affordable, nutritious food. In rural communities, some families live more than 10 miles away from the nearest grocery store. In urban areas, you might live less than a mile from a corner store or even fast food restaurant, but still not have access to fresh produce. These gaps in access contribute to high rates of diet-related illness like diabetes, heart rates, and obesity. And let's be clear, this isn't about personal choice alone. It's about systems, zoning, and historical disinvestment that leave some communities with fewer healthy options than others. But here's the good news. When access is denied, people are finding creative ways to provide for it for themselves. But what does that look like, you may ask? I'll talk about it in my next segment. One of the most inspiring solutions to food deserts is the community garden. Across the country, neighbors are turning vacant lots, rooftops, and even sidewalks into spaces that grow fresh vegetables and fruit. I've seen it firsthand. Back in my old group home at Carey Still Pits in Georgia, I helped create a community garden. At first, it was just a few beds with tomatoes and peppers. But over time, it grew into something more. People who didn't normally talk started to come together to water, plant, and share recipes. It wasn't just about food, it was about dignity, connection, and healing. That little garden taught me that sometimes the simplest solutions can make the biggest difference. Beyond the gardens, another solution is community fridges. These are public refrigerators placed in neighborhoods stocked with donated food, available 24/7. And the idea is simple. Take what you need and leave what you can. For example, cities like New York, Los Angeles, and even here in Atlanta, community fridges have become lifelines during tough times. They fight hunger, reduce food waste, and show what solidarity and community looks like in action. And then there's the movement for urban farming. In Atlanta, over 150 community gardens and about 50 urban farms are operating. The urban food forest at Brown's Mill is one of the largest in the U.S., 7 acres of land where anyone can harvest fresh produce for free. These grassroots efforts are proof that when resources are scarce, community creativity is abundant. So how can you get involved, even if you don't live in a food desert yourself? Start small. Grow something, anything. Herbs on the windowsill, a tomato plant in a pot, or a raised bed in your yard. Small actions spark big movements. Support what is already happening is another way you can take action. Volunteer at your local food pantry. Donate to a community fridge. Or spend a Saturday helping out at a neighborhood garden. Lastly, advocate for policy change. Many cities are working on initiatives right now that bring grocery stores and farmers markets to undeserved areas. Your voice, your vote, and your advocacy matter. Because every seed planted, every fridge stocked, every policy supported is a step towards food justice. And it doesn't take perfection. It just takes participation. Now I want to hear from you. Head over to our Spotify page and answer this week's poll. Do you have access to affordable fresh food near your home? And if you're on Instagram, share a photo of your garden, fridge, or food solution in your neighborhood using 2 hashtags, Outreach with Reggie and hashtag Community Solutions. Let's create a thread of hope and action together. I want to thank you all for joining on Outreach with Reggie. Today we looked at food deserts, but we also looked on how resilience grows in the cracks of neglect. From community gardens to urban farms, people are providing and proving that food is not just a privilege, but it's also a right. My challenge for you this week is simple. Plant something, share something, or support someone working for food justice. Because when we take care of each other, we all thrive. So until next time, keep reaching out and keep making a difference. This has been Reggie Holloway on Outreach with Reggie. Take care.